Alright, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be kind of going over how to stop living in the past. Most of the time, a lot of us tend to spend a lot of time thinking about the past or what we could have did different to change it. But at the end of the day, everyone needs to realize that you need to focus on right now. So when you're living in the past and all you think about is the past, you spend a lot of the time right now, the present, and you end up wasting a lot of that time. For someone who's maybe getting out of a breakup and you're super hyper fixated on the past and what could have been better, you need to spend more time thinking about right now and how you can better your situation, because you're not going to get that time back. And it's okay to reminisce, but fuck, do it when you're older. Don't do that shit now, because you're gonna spend way too much time trying to please your mind and think back on those things, which really, in return, they usually just make you more sad, at least in that case. When you start thinking about the future instead, though, that is where people really get separated in our day and age and in our generation too. A lot of people either, think in the past or they think about their future. So when I see people that spend time thinking about their future and planning ahead and always doing things 3 steps ahead, meanwhile, you have other people who are barely just getting step by step, just baby walking up the stairs because they're not mature enough, they're not old enough to even do those kind of things yet, because all they care about is how can I fix my past. Even though you can't, people still love to think about that kind of stuff like you can. And let's say you lost like a relative or something. If you spend a lot of time thinking about those people, that's when people start getting sad. But like in other cultures, a lot of the time they just celebrate the death of people because it's a celebration that they lived and everything that they brought to you and the impact they made on your life in that time they were there. But if you were, like I just said, to sit there and think about all the things that happened and how you wish you could have it again or more of that, then that's when you start to get sad. And it's really, I guess, a lot about perspective. When you guys are able to switch your mindsets from thinking like that to thinking about right now, and if you're gonna think about anything outside of right now, the future is the best thing to think about. Just let that be a lesson. I don't want you guys to, or even myself, to think about the past, because I've had a rough couple months now where that's all I've thought about. Or sometimes I do. Now I'm at a point where I've kind of dialed back. I wouldn't say fully, but I'm getting to a point now that I'm able to, just think about what's happening right now and my future, because you're only getting older and every day is the future. When you're worried about that stuff more, or don't do it to an extent where you get stressed out and you're thinking about your whole every single day for the next year. You don't want to think like that. But if you're thinking like super far down the line and you are able to skip that gap, like focus on one point in your life that you want to get to and have these goals met, that's fine. Yeah, like I said, don't hyperfixate on an entire year or two on the day by day or month by month or anything like that. But if you are fixated on your present, you'll notice that you're a lot happier because you're not spending all that time, sulking. If you're able to channel that or change that perspective in your own mind, then I would highly recommend it. And if you can't, then I would say the best way to get over it is to maybe write down some goals and have some long-term ones and some short-term ones, meaning within the next week, even the day, or even a month, like max. Have some like that, or have some long-term goals, maybe like for 2 years from now, or even a year, or maybe 5 years, or 10, however extreme you want it to be. Also, just don't stop chasing your dreams. Whatever you have that you're gonna want to do when you're older, like you don't want to spend this entire life doing something that isn't for you, because that'd just be the biggest waste of time. In that regard, just do whatever makes you happy to an extent of the law. Don't kill people. Am I right, Robert?
Of course.
Okay. Thank you. Those are some things that I would really just pinpoint on, is making some goals, maybe writing down what you want on a grand scheme of like, what do you want the next day? What do you want in the next week? Or what do you want to accomplish in a month? And then write down also 6 months and then a year. Just kind of make increments of that, because it also helps you not stay so focused on the future if you're able to write down those things. So that way you're not thinking about all of it at once. Then you know that like you have a halfway goal, you have an end goal, and you have the starting point. Obviously, do as, however you want to do that, but I would definitely have a starting point of like where you're at right now. Write down everything. Be brutally honest with yourself. Where are you at? Why don't you like it? And why do you like it? And then when you get to that 6-month period, right, here's how I want to be. And, maybe you're not going to have all the things, so you could write like half of them. Be like, well, I want to have these goals done. And then in a year, I obviously want to have all of them done. Or at least put yourself in a good position, to get that kind of stuff done. And now I'm not saying you have to say, in the next month, I'm going to be the most famous person ever and everyone's going to love me, because you cannot predict that kind of thing. I mean, it could happen, so definitely go for it, but you get what I mean. Just try to stay somewhat realistic within the realm that you think is possible, okay? Don't just get greedy and start writing shit down. If you do those things, I promise you, you guys will be a lot better off staying out of the past maybe, and a little focused more on your future, but in a healthier way. But that's all I have for you guys today. It's a little bit of a shorter video. Got a little company here, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. But if you guys have any suggestions for videos, I'm taking all of them. So go ahead and drop those in the comments. Hopefully this video was able to help you guys out and just give you a little insight, as I always say. So I love y'all, for real, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.